All hail M.O.D.O.K. M.O.D.O.K finally got his rework for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. He's gold now. He looks really cool, and he's really fun to play, so let's get into it. As a blast villain, he's kind of in rare company, and he does pretty well for himself, despite not having a tier 4 and all that good stuff. So let's get into it here. We're doing 3 delayed cancel, and then we're either doing 4 cancel 5, or we're doing or we're doing cancel 6. Okay, so it's either 3 delayed cancel, 4 cancel 5, or 3 delayed cancel, 4 cancel 5, cancel 6. And he has a lot of burst damage, as you can see there. We did 5 bars before Null jumped. He has very, very high burst damage. He does get guard broken, which is kind of sad on that 3rd skill, but you really just have to delay the 3rd skill very slightly for that little beam. He does a little head beam. That's all you're waiting to see. Okay, we're actually going to drag Null up here. We're going to lose about 5 seconds, but we're doing this so that we can keep DPSing him. Like that. Yeah, skip the dragon phase, skip your father's phase, your mother's phase, your brother's phase, skip all the phases, baby. Skip them all. I don't think we're gonna have time to... Yeah, we missed our proc. Bummer, dude. You can actually do this way faster, but that's still really fast. A minute and 20 seconds. You can do that in a minute. So I was about 20 seconds slow, just due to missed rotations and not having the rotations lined up so that the tier 3, like if the tier 3 was available to pop off right there, we would have saved a bunch of time. But yeah, let's get into what you want to expect and what you want to think about when you're building your M.O.D.O.K. Okay, so we have him at level 70, tier 3. We have just straight up, energy attack, dodge, Uru. As far as the stats go, most things are capped or very near to being capped, with the crit damage 198 and the crit rate at 154.5. He does have a frenzy buff like most other characters do. He gets a 30% crit rate buff for 8 seconds on head spinner, so you can soft cap his crit rate at 45%. So it's pretty easy to cap his stats because of that. Now what's interesting, he has 20% ignore dodge here on his passive. What's interesting is that nowhere else on his kit, does he have any passives that increase his elemental damage. He does have chain hit and damage reduction here, but that's it. But no elemental damage increase, and that's very important because, as you can see, all of his skills deal mind damage. Every single skill is mind damage. So what you want to do for your M.O.D.O.K is one of the 2 following things. You either build him with an obelisk or CTP that gives him mind damage or elemental damage. So that's either, a double mind damage 200 proc would be insanely good for M.O.D.O.K, or a CTP of judgment would be insanely good for M.O.D.O.K. The second thing you want to do for M.O.D.O.K is give him elemental damage supports. Okay, characters like Ancient One. I'm not sure if there's a character that gives mind damage to allies. I think it's Enchantress, but Enchantress is not available to tier 3 yet, so or Transcend. So we don't have we don't have the chance to do that. But otherwise, I believe, yeah, all allies 30% mind damage. I think, yeah, she would be the only one. Otherwise, you'd have to go for just raw elemental damage. So Ancient One becomes kind of the go-to support for M.O.D.O.K. Ancient One is an insanely good support for M.O.D.O.K because of that elemental damage and how that scales and increases his damage by so much. And as far as his artifact goes, I believe it doesn't give him mind damage either. No, it just gives him increased bad damage to aliens and creatures. So yeah, you really want to focus on trying to scale his mind damage through the custom gear if you can't pair him with Ancient One or someone like that. As far as the rotation goes, it's pretty straightforward. You just do 3 delayed cancel, 4 cancel 5. That's basically the best rotation, and you get a pretty healthy number of hits. It's almost 50 hits, which is quite nice. And then for the next rotation, it's very easy. You just do 3 cancel 4 cancel 5 cancel 6, and then he just does a even longer, spinnier version of the rotations. Look very similar visually, except at the end of the 6th skill you have that really nice explosion that deals that continuous damage. He has a delay cancel on 2 that you could take advantage of at the end of your rotation. So if you were using a CTP of judgment, you could do 3 delayed cancel, 4 cancel 5, let that spin out, and then you could do 2, and you can see there it lingers. And when he flies up is when you can actually cancel it. So actually, if you had a CTP of Judgment, you'd be better off doing 2 delayed cancel 3, delayed cancel 4, cancel 5. So delay on 2, delay on 3, and then 4, 5, and that way you're gonna get a few more hits. It's not like a lot. It's like an extra like 5 or 8 hits or something like that. But yeah, you could alternatively. I haven't tried this with a Judgment, but you could alternatively try 3, delayed cancel 4, and then 5, because he does have a little slam down there with a Judgment that you can take advantage of. That's the slam down that I'm referring to. It's not that many hits though. And then you just let that rip with the 5. You could do that as well. I'm not sure if you'd have enough time to fit the 4 and the 5 and the 6 when you have Killer Instinct available. So I don't know if you would want to do that. Like, you'd probably want to do 2 delayed cancel, 3 delayed cancel, 4, 5, and then for the next rotation you'd probably want to do 2 delayed cancel, 3 delayed cancel, 4 cancel, 5 cancel, 6, because you don't want to press 6 when there's like 1 second or 2 seconds left on your Judgment proc, and then you end up, you know, missing most of the damage. But now I want to try him because he was able to do 9 so quickly. I want to see how he does 34, because we can still bring in Ancient One. We're gonna try 34 now with Strikers. We're using Riri lead instead of Ebony. I realized it's probably a little bit better. But yeah, this is all done with a 180 proc with no mind damage. So imagine how much better he would be with that mind damage. Let's go, Modok. He might give you a bit of a headache, to be honest. Not because of the way he looks, but because he moves around so much. It actually can be a little bit disorienting, I think, for some players with how much he spins, especially if you're watching his character model. Not really much you can do to get away from that, but thankfully he doesn't get hit by the tornadoes. Yeah, so really, really easy to play, super proc friendly. When I can make jokes in the initial review video for a character, oh, I got hit by the tornado, the what is it called, tentacle? That sucks, dude. When I can make jokes about a character in my initial review video, that's when you know they're very easy to play. Like, I don't really have to focus when I'm doing his rotation because it's so easy and it's so smooth. Very, very, very proc friendly. That initial blast that he does on his 3rd skill, I don't even think it has a... What the hell was that? I don't even think it has a hit. But yeah, he has pretty nice healing as well. So you can see here he pops up pretty quickly. Awesome, bro. Solid, man. Solid. Yeah, I think he's going to be a really awesome alternative to players who didn't have the... that was stupid. I shouldn't have started my rotation early. That was greedy and dumb. I made a mistake. All right. Got a little ahead of myself there. Let's go. Let's keep it crispy. But yeah, I think for players who don't have like Magneto or Mephisto, he's a really nice alternative. Wow. That damage is almost enough to push him to the next phase. Wow, we could have dodged this spear phase. Wow. Wow, very nice. Let's see if we can just tickle him to make it, yeah. He's got such nice burst damage. God damn. Yeah, he kind of feels like Doctor Strange a little bit. The only, like, in terms of how much damage he's pumping out right now for a tier 3, the only problem, quote unquote, is that he's not going to have as much flexibility as Doctor Strange does, because Doctor Strange works best with a rage, which makes him really good for, and he's also like just insanely good for GBR, whereas M.O.D.O.K is probably best with a judgment, which is probably not going to be very good for GBR. So his flexibility outside of World Boss Legend is probably going to be kind of minimal, but let's see what the proc looks like here. Ooh, I took too much damage. Shoot. Yeah, that was not a Gucci moment. That was not a Gucci moment. We're gonna pop this here just to get a little heal, but he does heal himself up quite nicely. Okay, and this next rotation, easy peasy. Yeah, very smooth. Okay, we definitely could have done that faster. We definitely could have done that with maybe like 25, 30 seconds left. So clearing it with over 2 minutes with a proc obelisk, I think is very nice, especially when you consider that this is not the best build for him at all, right? Like it is a 180 proc, but it's not giving him any, like, the crit damage is nice, of course. Sorry, the crit damage is nice. I could give him crit damage Urus instead of that, but really the key here is that there's no mind damage. Like, I cannot overstate how much the mind damage and the elemental damage helps him. So just out of curiosity, I spent about 10 minutes and about 55 obelisks re-rolling to get a mind damage 160 proc. The poison damage is useless, but the mind damage is really nice, and the 160 is pretty close to the 180 I had. So I'm going to equip this now, and I'm going to change his Urus to give him back the 30% crit damage that he's missing, and then we're going to go and see how much faster he is on that same stage. So we actually dropped our proc by 20%, but we added 40% mind damage. I think this is going to make a huge difference. So let's go ahead and take a look. We want to clear this with more than 2 minutes to spare. Nice. Pop off. Sick. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. He's flying, dog. Awesome. Okay, so 50 seconds phase 1. We can also clean up the run a little bit by not making mistakes like we made. Solid 3 bars there. We got hit again. So weird. Oh, we almost didn't have enough damage there. Huh. I think this is faster, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, nice clean rotation here. Here's where we would have goofed up the last time. We're still going to drag him over here. But this time we don't make a mistake and get guard broken. Nice. We're going to skip the... Yes, perfect. See that? We skipped that phase. We're not going to be able to skip the dragon phase here. Ooh, but we almost did, baby. Look at that crazy burst damage. Ladies and gentlemen, did you see what I see? Do you see what I see? That crazy burst, bro. He's got the crazy burst. Now we might... Ah, man, this is a lot faster. Yeah, you can see there. We have almost a full minute. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think we're going to be able to... We're just going to play this one safe. This one, like... I was thinking we could pop off the tier 3 and maybe finish this at like 240, and that would have been really cool. But now we can like guarantee finish it at 230 without him dying and like any kind of dumb shit like that. Okay, so we pop off the tier 3. This is going to do almost the full 6 bars that are left or 7 bars that are left. Gorgeous. And now we just pop off the last rotation. There we go. So we just pushed it like 40 seconds or 45 seconds faster, which is still like a 20 or 25 second improvement over the fastest run that I think I could have done with that 180 proc. So we dropped the proc by 20% from a 180 to a 160, but because we added that 40% mind or 39% mind damage, it's just explosive. Honestly, because he's so proc friendly, I'm almost tempted to say that a double mind damage 200 proc could be better for him than a judgment CTP, because procs are just... Proc scales so well when you can stack a bunch of hits and a bunch of damage all at once. So yeah, I don't know, but he's very fun to play. Is he? Obviously he's not better than Magneto. Obviously he's not better than tier 4 superior Iron Man as a villain, but I think he's super fun to play, super proc friendly, and he kind of pops off with the damage. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of M.O.D.O.K, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.